Hi, this is Beth Ann with IvyBelleWeddings.com, and this is our instructional video on how to make your own personalized wedding aisle runner by IvyBelleWeddings.com. You will need the following supplies, which is an aisle runner, and this is a fabric or non-woven one. You can get this at any florist or craft store. You will need painter's tape, fabric paint, scissors, brush, can be just about any kind of brush, squeegee or credit card, and a ruler, along with some kind of protection for your work surface. We like to use cardboard, and then you'll also need either wax paper or parchment paper to also protect your work surface. And then, of course, the most important part is the actual stencil itself. So let's get started. So now we're going to go ahead and set it up to imprint on the runner itself. So what we need to do is we need to kind of measure and find the center of the runner. So it looks like we're going to have to put it about 8 1/4 on both sides. And what I'm doing is I'm measuring from the outer line here over to the end of the runner, and those should be the same measurement. So even it up, and then you want to get out your painter's tape. And just simply put it down the middle of the stencil so it's nice and secure. And get your scissors. Now all you have to do is just simply lift up the top layer, and there is a paper backer, and just leave that separated. Take your scissors, and what you want to do is lift up a little bit so that you don't cut the runner itself. Okay, put that aside. Straighten out your runner so all the wrinkles are out. Then lift this up and then just gently push it down. So hold it here, and what you want to do is make sure that everything stays together here. And then you do the same thing to the other side of the stencil. Again, make sure that you get all the wrinkles out of the runner itself. And that's looking good. So then you take your squeegee or your credit card and just gently straighten it out. Get all the bubbles out if you see it. Then we're ready for the next step. Okay, now that we have the stencil down on the runner, you want to take the top layer, and then all you're going to be doing is just separating that from the actual runner itself. And a lot of times, like this little piece here, this might come up as well, but that's not a problem. So just, kind of, you might need to hold it and then just gently take off the top layer, and that will expose everything that needs to be painted. So like I said, all you have to do is just kind of put it back in place and take your time. It will come off. Okay, so we have the tape away from the actual stencil, and after you get done with that, what you want to do is you just want to make sure that all of the exposed area is kind of secure to the runner, and the reason for that is so that the paint does not get between the stencil and the actual fabric of the runner. And like I said, when you separate from the tape to the stencil and a little bit comes up, just put it back down. The only thing that you can really do wrong is actually rip it, and if you rip your stencil, it could cause some trouble. So now we're going to go ahead and paint the actual exposed part of the fabric. And what I like to do is I like to put cardboard or something down that's actually going to protect my work surface. So, make sure that all the exposed parts are under the cardboard. And then I get parchment or wax paper or something like that. And I also sandwich that in. And the reason for that is when your paint is drying, it will actually dry to your cardboard. And it will stick to your runner itself, and it's not very attractive. So this is a way of protecting that. So our sandwich is just basically cardboard and parchment or wax paper, then your runner, and then your stencil that's on top of your runner. So that's our sandwich. Make sure it's covering all the exposed parts. That way the table stays nice and clean. Okay, so again, just kind of make sure that everything's down and the paint won't get between the stencil and the runner where you don't want it to be. And then for this stencil, we are going to do fuchsia. So you want to dab your brush, whatever brush you want, and then you kind of, take a little bit of the paint off the brush. You don't want to have a whole lot of paint when you do this. And I like to use these brushes because you can actually just pounce the color into the stencil itself, and it's just easy. So you just start anywhere you want to, and let's start back here. Super easy project that anybody can do. You might have to go over it twice because depending on what kind of fabric you're working with, it might really absorb it in certain areas. But you just kind of continue to fill in all the exposed area. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to take your brush and go completely over everything, because that's just going to make a mess. And when I go down straight, and that also ensures that the paint does not get between the stencil and the runner. So just continue filling in all the exposed parts. So I'll continue doing this, and then we will take it off and see what it looks like. So we applied the paint to all the exposed part of the stencil, and we allowed it to dry. Our stencil's not 100% dry. I like to take them off when they're a little bit, just a little bit before it's completely dry. And that way it comes apart a little bit easier. But all you do is you just take the corner, and again hold your runner here, and then just carefully release the stencil. And if it sticks a little bit, just put a little pressure. And hold it down. And that's our first piece. And let's see, you want to make sure you don't have paint on your hands. And we'll do the inside. And, not to worry if you have any problems or questions. We're always here to answer any questions you have. And with every kit, we sell a little, or we don't sell it, we actually comes with the kit, is a little sample piece so that you can feel the stencil and kind of get a feel for how it works. So you have a little practice piece if you want it. So this is our completed wedding aisle runner, completely personalized, and it's a very simple do-it-yourself project. So please check out our website at Ivy Belle Weddings, BelleWorks.com for this and other do-it-yourself projects. And also I should mention that this comes in different designs, and we can also do custom designs for you as well. So hope to see you soon.